Hey divas, it's Ione. I'm going to be doing a get ready with me. I have a performance tonight in Vegas, which is why I've been here all week. And I want to do a really good like chocolate, smoky, maybe even chocolate like to dark to black glam. I want to do like a really like eye sultry look and then like a glowy skin situation. I'm wearing this dress. It's brown sequins, and I think it's gonna be like the perfect little vibe for what I have going on. I wanted to go with this like showgirls theme. I've been like really in a theme vibe where I feel like if an event gives me any indication of like what it's about, the mood, the theme, location, like kind of just using any kind of cue for a performance to create like the most thoughtful look. Switched up my hair, I have a little pony situation going on for the evening. And yeah, this is gonna be a very long vlog. I'm gonna put this on my YouTube. It's probably gonna be 30 minutes to an hour. I'm gonna try to like yap a little bit as I do my makeup. Okay, so I put a little hyaluronic moisture boost serum, and I use this Revlon Stay Matte mattifying base. I don't think they sell this in America, but I was in the UK I'd be in the UK sometimes, and when I was over there, I think I like found this product while I was staying, and it just is so good and mattifying. Like it really will hold your skin down. So I'm using a little of this just under my makeup, especially in my T-zone. Very, matte, as you can see on my face. Like there's really no shine. And it just gives me like a really grippy base when I do put product on top, and it holds it down all day. So that's gonna be my base. I'm also gonna go with LA Colors Face Primer. And yeah, I'm gonna be wearing makeup for a few hours. So I just really wanna make sure that what I apply just holds throughout the day. So I'm applying this primer to my skin. I like this a bit more. I was using like a Maybelline primer that was similar, and I just didn't love it as much as this one. I think this product is like a little bit better, honestly. Now I'm gonna go on top of my skin before I start to add product, and I like to add a base of powder. I feel like that's just like the final boss of mattifying. So before I add I start with like a color corrector, but before I even go in with that, I like to just take a big powder brush, just a fluffier one, and apply powder to my face, especially in the areas where I tend to get oilier. And this just helps to, I feel like when I put my foundation over this, it really grips my skin. And as a very oily girl, I feel like you can just see how completely matte my skin is right now, because I normally have like a bit of a glow going on. So that is my base. So I actually put on my face off camera. I think I was running late or something happened. So I'm gonna start here. But I started off with a NARS foundation on my skin, and I went over that with Charlotte Tilbury Sun Kiss Glow bronzer in the shade 4 Deep. And I'm just accentuating my cheekbones, my jawline, my forehead, any place where I feel like I have more fat or just want to create a little bit more sharpness. I really take my time in the stage and try my best to just create as much dimension on my face as I possibly can. And so this contour, Charlotte Tilbury, really helps me achieve that. And yeah, I think that's what I have going on with my skin so far. And now I'm going in with the NARS Creamy Concealer, and I'm going to put that under my eyes. So I'm low-key terrible at showing all the steps, but I did put some concealer under my eyes, under my contour lines, and in the middle of my forehead, just to create a little bit more illusion, and then I baked that with Laura Mercier powder. Okay, so I actually put my contour on and my concealer on off camera because someone called me, I'm sorry. But I'm about to resume. So I've got my base on and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm probably gonna bring some products with me and touch up my makeup in the green room closer to going on stage. But for right now, I wanna do my eyebrows. I like keeping my brows really thin and then just having like a fluffier start. But yeah, I've kind of been really obsessed with like really, not completely like thin straight, but really thin brows. I think it's just like more flattering for my face because I have an extremely round face. It's less round than usual these days. But I think when I switched my diet, I'm gluten-free and dairy-free. I lost a lot of weight in my face when I did that. So now I feel like I look a lot closer to how I used to look in high school. And I finally got my cheekbones back a little bit, which I'm really happy about. I feel like my face, when it's angular, that's the face that I recognize the best. And I feel like those years of gaining so much weight, my face changing was like the most dysphoric because I think I love my features, but I feel like when my nose gets a lot bigger and my cheeks were a lot puffy, just more inflammation in the face, it was like I didn't recognize myself, and it was kind of strange just growing up and, you know, being used to your face acting a certain way and then it not, and being like, oh, you know, finding a sense of beauty and a sense of self. So yeah, I love being a little bit closer to what I used to look like because it's like I feel like I'm getting older, but I also feel like I can still connect closer with myself. And I'm gonna just be yapping away as I do my makeup. I feel like there's so much I want to talk to you guys about, honestly. I've been going through massive changes in my life. I put out this album last year in the fall and got dropped by my label right after. And just wasn't expecting that. I was really mentally preparing just for releasing an album and having, I guess, more visibility at a moment like that. And so that was like a big shock to the system, but honestly a welcome change. I think that I just wasn't feeling, it just wasn't gelling, I guess I could say. I don't want to like, you know, bash the label or really say anything too crazy, but it just was like a welcome shift. I think that just needed to happen. And, you know, I'm always like, I love being independent, but it's so much work, but it's like, sometimes you just have to do the work because I think being an artist, you know, like people aren't always going to understand you or honestly just want to carry the torch. Like, I think what I found the most interesting about being in a major label system was the corporatization of like creativity. And, you know, it's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, but it's also like people don't necessarily care about your art and the work that you release. And that's just the corporate side of like pushing products, you know? And so I think for myself, I kind of realized like, wait, I have to tell my own story. Like it's my responsibility to get it and to make sure that everyone else gets it and to stay true to that. And I don't think that for the kind of world that I'm trying to build in music, it's necessarily going to be one that needs, you know, I think it's just about having key support, you know, in your corner. And so it's been a season of a lot of change for me. And one thing I know about myself is like, I am not afraid of change. I'm like, let me lean into that. Let me go with the flow because resistance is so futile. And I think like the way that I grew up, just like moving a lot and like big shifts. And, you know, at first it was definitely traumatic, but I think in the end, I did find an appreciation for the fact that like the only constant in my life is me. And I'm the person that wakes up with me and goes to sleep with me and dreams for me. And my dreams are mine to carry. My dreams are my responsibility to make manifest. And, you know, I think I kind of hoped that, you know, I could share the load a little bit in this season. And I think that that is coming and that is something to prioritize and value. But even when you're not feeling, you know, you're most supported, like you can still pivot. You're not a tree. And I think it's interesting because ISOLA was all about being an island and standing on your own and, you know, some of these themes of like solitude and endurance and resilience. And I think that the way the release went forced me into a space of acceptance in a way that was really challenging and I needed it, you know, like I had to be able to see myself stand on my own and be okay and still enjoy life. And I've been saying with friends a lot lately, like, I feel like this is an era of enjoyment for me where the homework, the assignment that I feel like, you know, Spirit is communicating to me is to lean into change, lean into stillness, lean into no momentum and be comfortable with that and comfortable defining myself in a solitary place as opposed to on the move. And I think that's something where, again, going back to like the way I grew up and just like big shifts and big changes, sometimes I need that to find myself. I find where it's like, I don't know who I am stationary. I know who I am in motion. I know who I am when I'm responding to the world and the world is responding to me and we're in flow. But I actually don't know who I am when I stand still sometimes. And I think that in this season, I'm making sure to like get out there and be curious and find myself in the world, but also allow the world to know me as I'm figuring me out. And so I think with just the shift of like team and all these different things, honestly, it's just pushed me into a place of like no hiding. It's like we're here and there's an audience and you're gonna have to like find your flow. And so that's been humbling in the best way. And I feel like life has been really unexpected in the best way. Like even being here in Vegas is so serendipitous and fun. And the show tonight, I'm just so excited for it. And I think it's gonna be such a great crowd and such a great room of people. I don't know if I'm even allowed to say what I'm here for, so I might cut it out, but I'm here for the CES conference. And it's like it's like the biggest tech convention, I think, in North America, which is fun. Love me a nerd. So I'm getting ready for that. I thought I was gonna do like a super smoky, super dark eye. I don't know, like I'm kind of here for this like more dialed back glam. I think what I could do is really smoke out the bottom maybe. This is like a signature, like I feel like when I was younger, I would always do like a gold glam. I think I just have a very gold skin tone, and so it's flattering with most things, and you can kind of make it what you need it to be. I feel like I don't know if I love how pigmented my cheeks are. I've been doing like a touch of orange in like a lot of my looks. It's just a really like refreshing pop. And I don't know, I feel like it kind of adds like a more vibrant look to a lot of things, which can be nice and unexpected. Now the outfit I'm wearing is like chocolate glam. It's like lots of chocolate sequins. I was going for this like showgirls vibe. So I don't know, I gotta figure out a way to tie it all together now. I only have like 20 minutes. I'm gonna try to wrap this up in the next 20 minutes, so I'm gonna try to turbo mode this last stretch. I think I will shift it up a little bit. Let me start with the chocolate. Yeah, I'm already fucking with that more. I think I'm gonna keep it like a little lighter though than the usual. I'm obsessed. I didn't even list any of my products, but I'll list them all in the caption. I'm using Maybelline. I'm so sorry. This is my first video. I did ColourPop in the shade Cloud 9. And I used a brown earlier that was ColourPop. It was just like a matte brown. I don't know where it went. But yeah, just smoke out the eyes a little bit. I think what I want to do is also like reinforce the blush in my inner corner. I think I saw this British YouTuber girly, Mikai, I want to say. If I'm saying that right. But she did a look where she like added her blush inside, and I thought it was really pretty. Especially because I feel like this inner corner is underutilized right now. Pretty. Oh, I love that. I'm really happy. Ooh, good strides were just made in a very short space of time. It's just a brown eyeliner. I feel like I need a pop on the inner corner. I'm using ColourPop highlighter in the shade Ritz. This is actually a Super Shock shadow. Maybe it's a glitter shadow. But I'm going to put this in my inner corner. I need to clean my brushes when I get back, but I cleaned them like last week, so. Actually, no, I think I cleaned them right before New Year's. Yeah, that's last week. Ooh. Not super pigmented. What's going on? I actually like it. It's really slight, but it actually makes it so gorgeous for an inner corner. This is really pretty. I almost feel like it's giving me Zara Larson realness. I don't know if you can see it so good. I feel like I kind of want to match that. Yeah, the look is chewing, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of black on the inner corner. And then I'm going to add my lip. I'm gonna call that a day. Okay, so I'm gonna pick it up a little bit. I wasn't sure if I needed to get dressed now or later, but apparently they're gonna be shooting B-roll while we sound check. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get this fit popping and get this makeup finito. I'm really happy with how everything turned out though, to be honest. I think this is a really pretty look. Okay, so to wrap everything off, I'm wearing a chocolate dress. I'm gonna do a chocolate lip. Okay, so I want to do a chocolate lip just to round it all off. It is so windy today, and I'm like mentally preparing to step outside and be blown to smithereens, y'all. What should I do for my lip? I think I'm gonna keep it simple and just do Fenty chocolate for my lip. And that's how we gonna wrap this on up. So let me go get that. So with these final brush strokes, we went ahead and wrapped up this look. And yeah, it was such a beautiful night. The performance was amazing. This is me in the green room and some selfies from behind the scenes. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a comment and I will make this a thing as I continue to travel for gigs. Love you guys. Bye.